welcome back to Not In My Lifetime podcast, episode 43. Now, today, there's no Alex, there's no Danny today. It is literally just me and, well, there was one, it was cancelled, but she's her internet, so, and also powers. Hopefully, we'll actually get her in and out of the stream. Either way, you at least got me and Han today. At least, there's only three of us, but hopefully we'll have three of us hopefully soon. Han, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, Luke. Thank you very much for having me back.
Of course, man. No worries. So, yeah, well, obviously, usually we do have, obviously, the usual guys with me today, but one's busy, one's really tired, so I can't blame him. He's busy himself in real life. But the main thing is episode today, episode 43, and obviously, the title says two games, obviously, two different games in itself, one being a fantastic result on the weekend FA Cup, I won't really on too much because I think we all kind of know that game was more about just the fact that the actual players that you guys got a chance. But for me was a reflection of our season in a nutshell. Just it's been our season, and it's like even like surprising anymore. It's been a common theme for us this entire season. You know, some guys play really well going forward. Oh, not all the time, but most of the time. And then you see the goal, and then suddenly all hell breaks loose, and you end up throwing it away. And everyone could tell 2-1 up where that game was going to go. And yeah, it's annoying, but we all know the issues in this team, and we've really got to work on it. But yeah,
yeah, I think I echo what you said on this one, I'm afraid, because I just think when I was watching that match from start to finish, I just said, it was only going to be a matter of time before Brentford scored the opener, but it didn't for some reason. And then when we went, of course, Foden with his goal with his goals against Brentford, as he always tends to enjoy scoring against Brentford. And I just thought when he went to, I think Kevin De Bruyne showing his undoubted class as always with the opener, and then of course Foden getting the second goal. And I just thought, okay, keep it calm. Let's see the game out. Take the 2-0 win, 3 points, go home happy. But I just felt I felt a couple of things. I felt when Brentford scored, I just felt this is like I said, this is only going to go on. It's only a matter of time before they start equalising, and they did equalise in the end. And we had to go settle for a point, which is quite frustrating. But this does sum up our season in that whole match alone. Just sums up how our season is going so far. And of course, nothing wrong with the attack. The attack is doing its job. It's just the midfield having is like getting cut open like a hot knife through butter. The defense having to do double the work because the midfield just can't do the job. Having Ake and Gavardio doing goal line clearances just to make sure the team stay in it. And it's just same old. It's like I think when Gundogan came on for Kovacic, and it's kind of funny, a fresh Gundogan coming on, and Brentford was still bypassing him, and that's like it's the same old story. But I feel like from Pep's perspective, he felt putting on Gundogan would add a bit more control to close out the game, but sadly it did not turn out that way.
Yeah, a big up Patrick. Obviously, he hasn't been much recently, but obviously I know he's been going through a lot of the moment recently. But big up Patrick as always. I've been obviously did your first show recently. It's good to see you back on there, my friend. Paul Midfield, best of good him on exactly that for me, right? Good. I love Joe. I love Gundogan. We all do. Every City fan loves Gundogan because of what he's done for us. But let's be honest here. Him signing was a mistake. As much as we had no idea what happened, buying a 33, 34-year-old, maybe not for a 35-year-old player as your midfield cover was never going to be a good idea. Well, I think it's hindsight. It's one thing in hindsight. We should have got in a more experienced player like Bruno Guimaraes in the summer, and that would be the player that would have come in and done a job. I'm not saying it was a league win, but it probably would have given us a bit more stability and a bit more energy in that midfield, because that midfield has nothing. Kovacic is not a DM. De Bruyne can't do that anymore. And Phil is their box midfielder. We need someone who's going to be able to sit in there, run around the midfield, and actually get stuck in. And Bernardo Silva, but again, he's been running to the ground for the past 5 years, constantly running to the ground every season we need him. Fresh things in there. Now, look, don't be wrong, Husanov and Vitor Reis, brilliant signings for the future, but we need players that midfield. Their attack is fine. Mamouche will be a good sign for us. I know he will be, but he's not. If I'm being honest with you, right? If we got Douglas Luiz in first, a lot better. She got it in to help out right now, to help the midfield a bit more. Mamouche is kind of one of my players that if we get him in, fantastic. I'm buzzing for it no matter what has happened. But our priorities are filled. And it's getting run through so easily by everyone. Even Salford, at points, got thrown midfield so quickly. It needs to be addressed. And if we go the rest of the season without that midfielder, we are not going to get more. It's that simple. You can't just put a plaster of an axe wound. It needs to have some sort of healing factor to get you over the line into the next window to get. I know it sounds like I'm panicking here, but everyone can see the issues. You can be on the counts when it was tobacco and can as well. Everyone can see the issues. It's just that the club need to get someone in now before the season is around completely.
Yeah, I agree, because it's not like they're not actively looking for a midfielder. It's just more like finding the right profile that can come into a team that can come in now. I think that's the difficulty. Maybe, and I think in an ideal world, they would like to go for the midfielders that idea. Obviously, like I was mainly about Bruno Guimaraes, but unfortunately, look, Newcastle made it clear, despite their little issues with PSR, they're not going to sell, especially in this January when they've got their own ambitions to go for. Baleba, I mean, you know how Brighton don't need the money. They will ask for minimum 80 to 100 million for him. And if you look at other midfielders, I'm trying to think of, I mean, if you think about with other midfielders on Europe, you look at, I was saying about Stiller from Stuttgart. He's very, very good. Whether he can come and do a job, not too sure about that. Hugo Larsson from Eintracht Frankfurt, he would do definitely. He would do definitely. And I was saying like MCFC, Norski said Edison and Luis. Doug Luiz is very gettable. Whether I think Juventus are doing their own. They're just doing their own little business in January as well. Edison from Atalanta, I just don't think Atalanta are willing to sell him in January because they're going for the league and they're going to need him for that as well. So I just love to know. I would love to tell you who City definitely going for, but it's pretty much up in there. But what I do know is that they want to get the Husanov, Reis and Marmoush over the line first, and then they can focus on the midfielder before this window's up.
Yeah, exactly. And look, I get it. I mean, I think for me recently, I've kind of started on the Marmoush news because I'm like, right, look, it's still going to happen, but it's going to be a bit of a wait. Fine. But what we need is that you can still get two players through a door with Vitor Reis and Kusanov. Get that midfielder sorted out because I'm sorry, right? If which way you might get away with it. But we got Chelsea at home coming up, PSG away after the switch. The games start coming back up thick and fast, and that for me will get found out even more. So the club need to get someone in now, someone who can come in, help us out for the season. I'm not asking for a league title. I'm not asking for anything. I want us to just get fifth season strong, get us a cup win if you can, FA Cup. We got top 4 FA Cup, Champions League run. It went really well. I'd take it. It's not what we all want, really. But when this season's gone and when the issues were overall in the summer, everything's all about, I'd take it. But we'll do that if the club does not bring someone in because you can't just get away with it. You can't just get away with it all the time. And look at the start of the season. Fulham at home, 3 Brentford, 2-1 at home. We got away with it so much, and so eventually it'll bite us in the arse. And it did. And look at the recent results. So, got to get someone in there. I'm not asking for a ridiculously over the top signing, just someone who could do that job in the 6 perfectly well for a season. need right now anyway. But yeah, definitely a 6. On mute. On mute.
Sorry, I was saying that I just don't think Pep can trust the younger guys can come in and do the job. I'm pretty sure he likes Jacob Wright. He likes Nico. I mean, started Nico Riley at a left centre back role, and he did very well job. But that maybe he doesn't feel he trusts in midfield. And I can understand why Mateus Nunes doesn't go into midfield because I don't think it's Mateus Nunes' first touch is very poor, and I don't think he's got the intelligence to play in the midfield because that's what Pep values so much highly, which is intelligence, and the first touch has got to be very very good. Even though he has the physicality, the power, and the pace, he just doesn't have the intelligence and the first touch that's needed to play in that midfield. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to put in there and trust him. And of course, of course, I was saying with O'Reilly and Wright, maybe he just doesn't trust them in there very much as well. So, and it was very very meticulous. Just that position alone is very. Of course, is this? I like to think, is it stubbornness from from Pep and the club not to bring him in, or they're waiting for Rodri to come back because he's not going to come back anytime soon. It's probably not going to be happening till what, for what, May or something. And by the time, I don't know where we're going to be in the table.
Yeah. No, look, well, again, I'm not from towards out the pram. I'm not. If we win nothing this season, it'll be a shame. But the thing is, for me, I have context. The club has made mistakes, and now they've got to correct them. Now, I'm excited for Vitor Reis. Now, I'm not asking to come in there and change the whole team. They need to be brought to the team and developed into players that are going to be. But the thing is, the fans need to remember that now. Don't start calling these players out if they don't come in and play. Look at the current team right now. It isn't good enough. Akanji, for me, is not the player that I don't. He's a good player for a squad, but he's not a first team player for me. Akanji, he's not that kind of player. I think he's someone better than Akanji. If we start going, I think John Stones to me is that player, but he's too injury prone. And Gavardio and Ake have been brilliant, despite everything they've been through. Probably our two best defenders this season. Rico Lewis has done really well, but again, played so many games this season because of the injuries. It's been a lot of our players that would usually perform have been overworked, overplayed. You can tell that a lot of them are still knackered. And also, good point in Norski. Exactly, he won't. Rodri will work his arse off to get back into the team, but you can't ask him to carry the whole team again. The club needs to make sure they have someone in there who can help them out with stuff. That's the issue we've got right now. And I think the fans itself, and look, you and me are saying probably Calcs as well on the same opinion. We're not asking him to carry us, but we just want someone to come in to bring bodies and legs to that midfield because the midfield needs needing it for years. But as we're saying now, it's just not happening because the club not prepare 2 or 3 years ago when they should have done. But it is what it is. But it's your bed, and you've got to line it now. So if you fail to prepare, you're prepared to fail. It's that simple.
Yeah, good. Yeah, of course, because I think I probably would say from the start of the 23-24 season, I just think that it's obviously glaringly obvious. I don't know why Pep is just thinking that it doesn't take a scientist or a genius or someone with wide football knowledge to know that what will happen if Rodri gets injured, and that's basically the cog in your team pretty much being taken out. And I know Pep is trying to find solutions, but the thing is, if he thinks that Bernardo Silva, Kovacic, or Gundogan can come in and do the job, number one, I'm just gonna say this: he's sadly mistaken. I just don't think they've got the legs, the energy, and they just and Pep just can't think he can rely on their intelligence to be able to bail them out of trouble. Where we do need, of course, intelligence is important, which I do agree with, but you need the pace in this day and age. you need pace and you need power and athleticism to play in to play in the team in order to like get results to get over the line as well. And it's I don't know why the club are not addressing that. And of course, like Pep, he acknowledged right now that he said he made a mistake by not being able to strengthen in the summer. But of course, obviously, better late than never. Now, look in January, you know, looking at new players coming in, but um, it's great that we're getting these players in. But of course, the most important thing is to get the defensive midfielder. But who's out? Honestly, who is realistically who is out there that potentially that could come in and do the job? That's the other question to ask, and I just hope the club can find the answer to that before the window shuts. I'm hopeful they can do it, but I don't know if they will.
No, I mean, don't be wrong, right? Big up Purple Panel and obviously and accounts like that who have given us some news of the last year. Obviously, I think Kusanov's going to be in Manchester tomorrow, so I reckon that will probably get announced Friday. His transfer. I think I did think Wednesday, but obviously not. I thought it would win today, but it's hard to really predict right now because Kusanov obviously needs a visa. Vitor Reese probably the same thing. So I reckon we're looking at probably a bit late for certain players, but also Mamouche as well. I think unfortunately the club need patience, but the problem is we're impatient because of how these issues have obviously come for. No, look, I'm a patient person. I get how transfers can be. It's a long process. It's not as simple as pay money for a player, medical's done. You got like a lot of lawyer stuff, a lot of legal stuff. There's a lot of things you got. When a transfer is so complicated. Suppose you got to within that move to like secure it. Obviously, pay the client. It's not like it's very complicated, but it's not like a career mode of it's a lot more than that, sadly. So it will get there. I think I reckon by next week we'll have a proper announcement of both players. Now Mamouche, hopefully we'll get the Here We Go soon. It's not obviously. I mean, we've had it's done the past 2 or 3 days, but it's still about at the Here We Go. Hopefully it will get there. But I'm kind of just thinking for the moment to get the transfer, focus on the pitch right now. And as I say, yesterday proved that these players coming in are going to be very essential, very important going for the season. But without a midfielder like Edison or Louise, it will be a long few months. Because you can't expect that
Yeah.
midfield to last.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be long. I just read the news that Husanov is going to be flying into Manchester tomorrow to get his medical done. So obviously, like I was saying to her, his visa got approved. And as we all know, like especially if you're from Uzbekistan, it's going to take a little bit of time to get your visa to play in England. But of course, he's got 18 caps for the Uzbekistan national team already, and that was a long process. But I think I'm pretty sure it's exciting now to come in tomorrow. He'll come in tomorrow. He'll do his medical. He'll do his interviews. Do the announcements. He'll get his Uzbekistan flag and waving it up as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Vito race as well. He's got a long flight from Sao Paulo to Manchester as well. So that's going to know. And Mamouche, I think obviously still in Frankfurt, just waiting for the go ahead. Obviously he played his last home game. He got a goal and 2 assists against Freiburg, and I thought he was brilliant again. So I think he's going to help. But like we all said, we want the midfield. So I just thought like, all right, best to get these get these 3 players through the door first, and then they can focus on getting the midfielder, which I'm sure they will. I think I mean, it's easy to think it's Hugo Viana behind all this work. Easy to think that because obviously he's there with Tiki, but I like to think it's Tiki the one doing everything because I think because Hugo, he is still legally employed by Sporting Club de Portugal, as he's still their sporting director right until summertime, and then he'll start the job officially in July. Then he'll really get to work, and I think he'll say, I'm sure like this summer, like he will definitely say to Pep, listen, Pep, you can't make the same mistakes as you did the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen. We're signed. These are the players that they're going to put in side. They're going to add to your squad, and they're definitely going to do it. You're definitely going to definitely going to happen as well. So I think Pep will probably appreciate Hugo Viana having a bit of courage to stand up to him and just say, listen, you have to do it. this has to happen as well. And I think it will happen because if you I don't know if you look at the networks that Hugo Viana has, the talent that IDD has when he's scouring around the globe, I'm pretty sure there is certain players out there that what he thinks that can help Pep, going into the new season as well. Because at the end of the season, we all know who's going to leave at the end of the season, but we all know who's going to leave this month at the very least. We all know Carl Walker's pretty much gone anyway. But until it's a matter of time if and when he gets that sorted as well. And we all know that what's going to happen this summer as well. So I don't think, in terms of right now, 3 new players, maybe a midfield will come in. Walker's is out of the door, is pretty much out of the door as well, and then just finish the season strong, and then go into summer. And I think there'll be some players go. Like I think Grealish is probably gone for me. I think Edison will probably be gone for me. I think probably John Stones as well with his injuries as well. Maybe Bernardo Silva, depend. So yes. So as a yep, like Luke says, therefore knows no access to Sporting or City
Yeah.
is not required to work for Sporting. So basically, Viana's there to like shadow Tiki and watch what he does. That's pretty much it. But I'm not saying he is doing it, but I'm pretty sure he's got his opinion on. So I'm pretty sure he's got a very strong opinion of what he thinks of Husanov, Vito Reyes, and Marmoush.
I
I'm
won't, I
sure he's
won't
got his
lie.
opinion without actively doing it.
Viana's cooking in the top, but obviously I know that. Look, obviously it has a bit of a say. Obviously, Husanov and who else saying it, but of course, Shiki is doing the moves, and big up Shiki for obviously getting these deals done. So like at the end of the day, right? Shiki has bought us some amazing deals over like Gvardiol. You got everyone's part how difficult that was going to be. Haaland, like he does get these deals done. Like yes, I think for me it's been more down to Pep, a bit more than like a transfer thing because obviously Pep thought a smaller squad would have been fine, but as proven, obviously it wasn't obviously big enough or the other bodies enough at the time. But it is what it is. You obviously move forward. The fact that they've learned from it, it's good to see that. Yeah, of course, it's on City players, so of course that obviously will be a factor. Obviously, I look forward to seeing what he does. Obviously, in the summer, but right now he's still here. He's still obviously a sport director. Right, or is that the right term for him?
Yeah, Tiki is still he's still our current sporting director now, and Hugo Viana,
Yeah.
like I say, he's there just to he's gonna see how it all works, and before, but I'm pretty sure Hugo Viana's got some huge plans when he starts the job full time in the summer. Like I'm pretty sure he's looking at the current squad right now. He's looking at the current contracts, looking at who needs to go, who has to stay, and who has to basically who has to come in as well. So obviously the 3 players that's coming in for a start, but I'm pretty sure Hugo Vine has got his eye on a couple of things as well. Like he was saying, like I like to think he's looking at the goalkeeping situation, obviously with Edison leaving, and I think there was thinking about making Ortega Moreno number 1, which I'm gonna say this about Ortega and Moreno. I don't want people to misunderstand me. I love Ortega Moreno. I think he's been brilliant since he came in, but I think if we're gonna challenge for honours year in year out, it's best to have a younger, hungrier goalkeeper that can come in and give the kind of service that Edison gave. Like a young goalkeeper. Like I was saying about the goalkeepers like Chevalier from Leo and Diogo Costa from Porto, but I think I'm just going from what I'm feeling. I'm not saying I am in the know. I'm not seeing a link, but I feel like Diogo Costa is probably going to be, if should it happen, I think he could be the number 1 coming in to replace Edison next season as well, because obviously if you got to look at it this way, Ortega Moreno is going to be like what he's 32 now. He's going to be 33 going into the next season. So you can't be sentimental here. It's all about what's best for the club. Far more outweighs what's best for the player as well. And I know Ortega Moreno has been great so far since he stepped in goal, but I do feel like in order for us to really move forward and get and stepped in, I think we need a younger, hungrier goalkeeper with something to prove that's already established in the other European leagues that can be beneficial and to help us in the long run in terms of goalkeeper. And I think obviously defense is pretty much sorted. The future, if you look at it with Husanov, Reis, You look at Gavadio, I mean Diaz, and then of course there's a possibility of Stones, Ekemi, and Akanji. So we could be stacked up in that area as well. And of course, is surely the midfielder. I'm pretty sure Hugo Viana's got some any midfielders in his mind. Look, he's scouring the globe and see what he thinks. When he starts the job full time as well. And of course, for the as of right now, it's just like I said, it could be a long couple months if we don't get midfielder. But at the moment, I'm just gonna stay patient. I'm gonna wait till hopefully when we do the show again, like after the transfer windows, then I'll give you my real feelings to see if we're happy, see if I'm happy or not.
We will do a transfer review show, I bet, especially after window close. I think obviously, look, right now I'm kind of thinking I'm patient is what it is. See what happens, but I'm not pretending I know anything myself. I'm not in the know. I get told like whatever, but cool is what it is. Let's see what happens. Let's see what comes. But before we carry on, some updates to the scores. Villa beating Everton 1-0, Palace beating Leicester 1-0, and Arsenal scored 1-0 at the Emirates. I mean, I don't really care about the title anyways. For me personally, right now, right, on the league, anyone thinking about the league in general, I think it's just stupid. Like, I know mathematically it's not done, but can you look? I'll ask you this as well. Can you really see this team currently on the current squad right now? Can you see this team go on a unbeaten run for us to see that? I know we've done it in the past, but on the current City team right now, where we are at the moment, push yesterday. You see this team doing that kind of run right now?
Personally, Luke, I love to say that we can go on an unbeaten run. I mean, we haven't lost so far in 2025, but to say that we could go that we can go unbeaten from now to the season, that's a bit of a. I think that's a difficult ask to not only stay unbeaten but to win every game to see where we can end up. But I do see a few draws and a few losses in the run that we'll have between now and the end of the season, even though a run is favourable when it comes to finishing in the top four. And then I just have to be realistic as long as we, like I said, I'm just content with finishing the top four, and hopefully we can go on a deep Champions League run and with the FA Cup as well. And then I'll just look, it'll be then I'll be happy with that. And of course it'll be disappointing not to win the Premier League and go for 5 in a row. But I think maybe a season like this would. I know this sounds a bit weird to say, Luke, but maybe like a blessing in disguise that will obviously, it'll not only just involve the squad, the players, the fans, but also involve everybody, the hierarchy, and do a huge review about what went wrong at the end of what went wrong this season and how we can address it to make sure we don't have a season like that again.
Yeah, exactly. And I think after everything that we've achieved, obviously this season, last season, obviously, and the season before that, like there was always going to be a drop off. But I think this kind of drop off we've had could have been avoided if we had just managed the squad. But I'm not saying we would have won the league this year. I'm saying that we probably would have done a lot better than what we have done already if we had managed the squad better in the summer and summer before that. Again, I never ever expect us to win everything every season. It's not going to happen because as much as football is the best teams could do that. Is as straightforward as people think it is. A game on a pitch could go either way. And that's the beauty of football. Anyone on their day. It's why when you do win stuff, it's a great feeling because you actually achieve obviously a big thing. Obviously, by winning a big game in the final, obviously it's massive in that moment. But this season for me is really showing. A lot of fans have gone. I mean, me personally, hasn't. I've kind of like, sadly, like it's kind of like I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated, obviously, with where we are and how we're playing, obviously, at certain times. But I've also got the understanding that what we've seen so far is unbelievable. This is one season where there's a blip, and next year back on it again. They're fine with that. But I think for me, the club has got to show that understanding that we obviously have screwed up. It is what it is, but you go again and make sure that it doesn't happen again. and that's what I want to see a club do from now on. Learn from mistakes. It's that simple. Like, make mistakes, it happens, obviously, human beings, but learn from them. Learn from them.
Yeah, that's why I think this window proves the fact that we're addressing the mistakes as well. So that's the most important of it. That's the most important thing, I think. Even though it came too late, but at least they're addressing it in this window as well, and gives us something to look forward to, not only for the rest of the season, but also for the next couple of seasons as well, which are going to be very, very exciting as well. So I'm looking forward to that, and then just see just see how the squad's gonna how the squad's gonna look at come the end of the summer window, and just see what can be achieved. But I think, for me personally, I think what is achievable. Well, I'll definitely give my feelings on that by the end of the window. But I think if you ask me right now where I'm at, I probably would say a top four finish, a deep Champions League run if possible, if we can go that far, and then potentially win another FA Cup. That, I think, in a season like this, then I'll definitely take it. But it's just obviously getting our players back, and of course, the Diaz is back in training. Oscar Bob's back in training. That's a plus as well. Just fingers crossed they stay fit for us at the end of the season. I think, like I said, I think Brentford, we did miss. I think this, like, it just shows you how important Ruben Diaz is in defence.
Yeah.
Can't deny that. I think, listen, with all due respect to Akanji and Ake, they're great defenders, but I feel like there's no accountability and leadership in that defense, and that's why Ruben Diaz comes in, and just to make sure that everybody's in line. And I feel like when he's in there, I feel like um, he just pretty much makes the defense better when he's there. That the fact that he has on the team is so huge. You can hear him talking. You can hear he being vocal, being commanding, to make sure everyone is in line. So I think we did miss that in the last couple of games for the month as well. But look, I'm glad he's back. Let's just hope he stays fit for the rest of the season. I like to think he should be able to start against Ipswich on Sunday, and I think with Diaz, he'll help bed the new guys in. He'll help Husanoff in. He'll help Vitor Reis, and of course they do speak Portuguese together, so he'll help him in. And so that's going to be a plus going forward as well. And it's just, and hopefully we can just get the win that we need on Sunday. And of course we got PSG coming up, and that's not going to be an easy game. PSG need the points themselves to give themselves a chance to get to the knockout stage themselves, and they're in dire need of getting points themselves as well. Because I've been watching PSG's recent results. I know they've been winning it, but they have been a bit shaky. They have been a bit shaky a couple of times as well. So a win at the Parc des Princes is possible in a way, but I think if we can, get the midfield we want fixed, and hopefully we can get a positive result at the Parc des Princes.
Yeah, I'll say I'll be at that game as well next week, so it should be a good one. But for me, I'm past the point really where worried anymore. I just want us to end the season strong. All I want to say, look, it is what it is. You accept where we are. Look, much some fans don't want to accept that. Especially, someone on Twitter being, have a really been. I'm sure you know yourself, Hong, seeing it yourself on social media, how fabulous it is at times, how they overreact. But I just want to see us just end it strong. It is what it is. But going to the next game, look, for me, obviously, also have a chat about the game as well before we're there later on. Watching that game though, like the way that Brentford got that first goal from out of nothing, or the way that Vista had all that time on the ball in the box, that's been an issue all season. Out of time that opposition attacks have in our box to go in, to get a goal. Like, do you remember the home of Vista goal? Like how easy it was for Walker and Stones to get done. One ball in, floating into the box to go. And it came from just out of nothing. And it's been a common factor that I think I called out back then. Now, obviously, people will say, "Oh, but we were still winning games." But You watch that game back, and especially that first half, Brentford could have very easily have been 2 or 3 up at first half an hour or so. It was Holland's two good finishes. It could have been a different story. A lot of people say hindsight's, an if, buts, maybes, but look at how we're playing right now. Like, it's like that is literally it's the same kind of performances, but back then it was all getting us wins. But individually, it's full well and good playing well in certain games, but as a whole team, if you're not playing well, eventually it shows. And it's the very start of the season, and when I was seeing the actual effects of it, would Rodri have been the squad have actually made us better? Yes, it would, but I don't think it would get us top of the league. I think right now, if Rodri, I think we're at least third right now, at least second. I don't think we'd be top. I think it's just without the best DM in the world, best player in the world right now, you are going to see a fall off. That's the reality.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like, I would like to think like if Rodri was still fit, but would we still, maybe it depends really, but he was pretty much running on empty since the start of last season, playing every game as well. And I mean, like look, I have to ask, like you can't blame Tiki for this person when it comes to the recruitment. You have to ask Pep why he did not want to strengthen. Obviously he's thinking, no, I'm fine. Of course, hindsight, no, I'm happy with the squad. I'm happy with what we got. I don't need to strengthen. But of course, it took a plethora of injuries to make him realize, okay, maybe a small squad is not really the best idea. Maybe I should have strengthened it. Of course, but fortunately, you can't turn back time, and that's why the January window was very, very important as well, that we can get these deals over the line. And let's just hope that Pep can, use these signings to full effect, and whether they'll make an immediate impact to the team or not, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm just just gotta be excited for these signs coming up. But I think we do want that midfielder, whoever the guy is. Just hope we'll do it. But just want to wait for all the. I just want to wait for Husanov, Race, and Marmoush to get over the line first, and then I can just get all the focus on the midfielder. But I'm excited though. I mean, like, I'm excited about these signings. Don't get me wrong. I think it's what we needed. It just makes so much sense, especially like Husanov, Race would come in and aid Akanji, Ake, Diaz, Stones as well, because obviously Stones love his footballing ability, but he's unreliable in terms of fitness. Diaz is starting to pick up injuries now, which is strangely. They hopefully, now he's back in Akanji and Ake picking up injuries as well. It's like, Pep hasn't had a settled defense pretty much at all this season, and I just hope having two new centre backs, that's definitely going to help the cause as well, in my opinion. Of course, Marmoush, he'll aid Haaland as well, give him a rest at times, but also, like, he'll give a bit of extra quality as well, especially on the left wing, because I do think the lack of goals on the wings is very, very horrifying to see. Lack of output as well. So hopefully that will change well. But I just I mean, I'm just thinking on a realistic standpoint. I'm just thinking, like, who could potentially be available in January around Europe that the club could be looking at, can say, hey, this is our guy. I think this guy will come in and do the job. I mean, I'm scouring the globe on realistic options. Like I said, I was looking at Stiller from Stuttgart. I was looking at Larson from Frankfurt, see what he could do. And I think I was looking at hold on a second. There was this guy I think he's on loan. I think he's at Las Palmas. I think it's Diego Asogo, I believe. I think that's his name. I think he's on loan from Sporting Club de Portugal, if I'm correct. He's one name that's been looked at as well. So, there's no links to it. And of course, I don't want to talk about the usual names that we've been linked to, because I just don't see the point in getting it, because I don't think they're gettable at this window, in my opinion. So I'm just thinking, look at those guys, and they could potentially do it. Do a job for us as well. So it's not just, remember, if we're going to bring in a midfielder, it's just not it's not someone that could just do a job. It's going to be someone that can actually be with us for the next 5, 6, 7 years. That can help.
Yeah,
That can help the club. But of course, got to help out someone to complement Rodri, but also give Rodri the rest that he needs as well.
yeah,
If there is someone
100%.
out there.
I think there will be, but I think it's just, I think we're all sick of saying the same things, like, of same issues. Like it's just, it's never in a cycle, of like, just and that you want to end at some point. And which is, I mean, I heard of Douglas Louise about a week ago, but since then I've had nothing. I've heard literally nothing at all. But like, apart from the finished field, apparently, but like nothing actually concrete of a player that we're actually looking to get in. All we've had so far is Vitor Reis, Kusanov, and Marmouche. Apart from them three, pretty quiet.
It's been quite quiet on the midfield part. I just know the three players that are definitely coming in. That's all I know from my part. I just know who's definitely coming in, but I just don't know whispers. But in terms of the midfielders that I've been mentioning, there's no concrete stories on that. It's just midfielders that I like and that I feel that could be a help to us going forward, in my opinion. And I think in terms of like right back, as Walker's going, I think either could be Akanji or Stones playing there, or maybe Husanov can play there. But I think with Husanov is like, I don't know if you noticed, Luke, but so far this season, the defense has been so weak. It's just like I feel like it's been too soft at times, and I think you need to pardon my awful language, Luke, but we need a bastard in that defense, and I feel Husanov is that guy.
No, I agree. We do. I think
Yeah.
Diaz can do that, but Stones can't do that. Neither can Akanji. Neither can Ake. Vardy, I don't even know. Like he could do maybe, but Husanov and Diaz can do that. And
Yeah.
we need some steel and some passion. We need a little bit of energy. I think going forward, I think look, I thought, by the way, a big up to Kevin De Bruyne. That's Foden, by the way, unbelievable ball. A great goal. But what annoyed me about that game is that I can't celebrate that anymore because like you throw two goals like that are two good goals and finishes to get us to the up, and the team can't hold on to a lead. That's what annoys me even more. The fact that we are still struggling to hold on to leads. That's the one thing about City, that even though we were under the cosh, we still found a way onto a lead, waste better time, control the game. Can't do it anymore. And it's because teams now go for it against us. Instead of sitting back on the bus, they go for it. Because they know we're vulnerable. And the only way that changes is if we actually get a bit of control back in the team. I'm not even saying midfield anymore. Control overall. The whole team needs to be able to control the ball properly, control the game, and set on the map. Because that's one thing about us that we were so good at. Not just the Haalands and the Bruyne, the Fodens and all that, but the whole team were able to control the game. Was it Newcastle at home in the treble year? 2-0 up, sat in the corner, Christian Haaland, sitting back, wasting a bit of time, but seeing the game out, because that's what the team used to do: get the goals needed to get, and make sure that the game was won. And so that is why we won so many games, because we were able to do that. Where we weren't playing necessarily the football, we still found a way to win the football matches, because 1-0, 2-0, doesn't matter what it is, you get the win. And Brentford, that was calling out for a bit of time wasting. Stop the game, stop the flow, stop trying to go for the third, fourth. But you know what? 2-1 up, right? It's frustrating under the cosh. Go to the corner, waste a bit of time, frustrate the fans, because that's the thing. We don't do that enough. I'm not saying it'll guarantee you win, but it's a start of showing that bit of mentality that we've lacked for such a long time now.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like I do miss. I think I missed that. We miss a bit of a. We do miss of like a bit of cleverness, a little bit of basically like we do miss like someone to frustrate the opposition and wind the fans up, like making them feel like, oh god, we definitely need that. I think like I said, I just wish Yeah, I just don't know why we're for. Oh, but I just hopefully we can, we can do it as well. Like I was saying about Ipswich on Sunday, it's not going to be an easy game. I'm going to say it's not going to be easy on Sunday against Ipswich. I'm going to be honest. Like I can't lie to you, Luke, and just say, oh, we're going to get 3 points. I can't just be on air and say we're going to batter Ipswich. I just can't. Like after watching Brentford yesterday, I just thought, am I going to win? Are we going to win or something? I like to think we do, but I'm going to I'll be optimistic on caution, optimism, and being cautious, positivity, and emotion on going into Sunday, and it will be the same against PSG away because, goodness gracious me, um, yeah, I just a lot of things. I mean, I'm looking ahead, but I think like obviously when Husanov does sign, I like to think PSG could be the perfect game for Husanov to play in because he knows because obviously he's played against PSG a few times already. So I think that could be the perfect game for him to start in, and he could, um, put a bit of steel and passion in uh, against PSG. Because yeah, we need the points, man, to give us a chance to stay in this tournament and go on a deep run. But oh goodness gracious me, I love to say we we could win on Ipswich Sunday, but right now I'm just gonna keep myself tight-lipped for the time being until after the
Yeah,
final whistle on Sunday. Then I'll definitely message you and just say okay whether we'll win or no and see how it goes. But right now I just can't say anything.
that's the issue. Like we can't have a kind of chess at all because the problem is even when we beat West Ham 4-1, we beat Leicester away 2-0. There were issues in those games. It doesn't matter how much you say, "Oh, we won the game. We played well." Yeah, we scored some goals, but if you watch the actual matches from the start to end, you can tell there were issues in that team, and that's the issue we've got. When was the last time, Tom? Generally, when was the last we actually got a good performance from defence, midfield to attack? When was the last time we actually had a performance where it was a full performance? Because I'm trying to remember now. It's been a long time. Not Salford. Not Salford. Not Salford. I'm not counting
Not
that.
Salford. I would probably defense, midfield, attack. I would like to say it's the 4-0 win against Madrid in the semi-final of the Champions League. I probably would say that's pretty much the most faultless performance that I've seen, in my opinion. It's got to be that one. That's probably the last time I've seen. Yeah.
Even the Forest win, we won 3-0, right? We scored 3 goals, but at the back, dodgy again. Like even before that, in November, what was it? Well, we lost again in November from 1 October. Beat Southampton 1-0. We were terrible. Yeah, we won 1-0, but we got away with it. If Southampton could score goals, it'd be like it probably been a draw to 1 Southampton the other day. Sparta Prague. You know what? That one. Sparta Prague. 5-0. It wasn't perfect, but it was a Wolves away, no. Fulham at home, no. Bratislava away, even that was dodgy. That was dodgy game. 1-4, but we're dodgy. September, Watford, Arsenal, no. Brent. Do you know what? Last time we had a good performance, West Ham away in August. Well, we won 3-1. Play well. Like Chelsea away and West Ham Chelsea and West Ham away was the last time I think we played well. August. They're the issue, mate. 4 wins in 17 games. It's not good enough. You're on mute, by the way. Hong, you're on mute. Mute.
So I say if you look at the form, if you look at our form table, we're probably like mid-table in terms of form table. I think it's just oh goodness gracious me. It's like you look at the look at the wins. Like yeah, it's just I mean, just look at the force. I mean, I don't like to scapegoat people. I really don't want to do that. I'm just thinking about collectively, we just haven't been good enough.
We're 8th right now in form.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy for me to scapegoat, but I can't. But
8 points. Sorry, 8 points in our 6 games. That 8 points out of possible 18. That is shocking.
That's just a
It's still
lot.
good
That's
enough.
so alarming. That's so alarming as well. It's like I was saying I love to scapegoat, but I don't want to do that. I just feel like collectively it just hasn't been good enough.
No.
No, I can't say we didn't win because of this player. We didn't get win for that player. We didn't win because he didn't do his job. He didn't know. I'm not doing that. I'm saying collectively the team hasn't been good enough. Not just one player as the reason why we haven't picked up points. Collectively, we just haven't been good enough.
Yeah, and you're bang on. You're bang on. Look, the worst team's us. West Ham, same number of points. Bear in mind, West Ham a manager, and got Graham Potter in charge. Even they got it's Fulham a lucky win. Was it 3-2? It's Fulham that could have been 3-3. Wolves again, new manager, but it's Wolves. Ipswich. Chelsea have been worse than us, but even Chelsea have been. I mean, Chelsea different. I'd say Chelsea have had a better season than us so far. But I wouldn't say it's been clear cut. Brentford, I mean, about Brentford by the way. Brentford have been really poor recently, really poor. So when you look at the form table, it's high. Doesn't lie at all. And you say, what was it last 10? Where 11th, last 10 games. By the way, 12 points for a possible 30.
It's
12 points for a possible 30.
It's just incredibly alarming to watch this form. It's just like I mean, if I had a crystal ball and I can tell you, Luke, where would the next win come from? I don't even know. I love to say Ipswich on Sunday, but I'm not going to sit here chest out, being all deluded and just say we're going to win on Sunday. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to go in. I'm going to go in. I mean, I can only speak for myself in this. I can't speak for every other City fan. But I'm going into Sunday for myself thinking I'm going to go in with a bit of caution, with a little bit of fear, a bit of hope in me, and still get behind the team as always. And hoping that we can get 3 points on Sunday and get back on track before we go to the Parc des Princes to face PSG, where we have to win that match in order to have a chance of staying in the tournament before we finish the campaign off with Club Brugge at home.
By the way, Newcastle with a 3-0 now. Isak's got 2 goals and assists now. That guy right now, Isak. What a player! What a player!
Phenomenal. Yeah, I think he's. Think him and Wood have been probably the 2 standout forwards this season.
I wouldn't put Haaland in team right now. If I'm being real with you, I know he's where he is right now, but if I'm being real with you, if I had to do a probably team of the year, I'd put Chris Wood in there. Instead of Haaland.
I probably would put
because sorry. It's because although he's got like 16 goals, he's been pretty poor for his standards. Started so well as also just and the rest of the team. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I can't lie to you. It has been a bit. I mean, poor. It's been a poor season from Haaland, but yet he's still among the top goal scorers. But like I said, I put Chris Wood as probably the striker of the season for me. So along with him and Isak are neck and neck for me. But I think I'll probably put Chris Wood because of the fact that no one expected Nottingham Forest to be where they are. I don't think not even Nottingham Forest fans themselves would expect to be where they are. But I don't think Chris Wood has been at the forefront of that. I mean, look, 33 years old, a striker from New Zealand that's leading the line for them, helping them to potentially finish in the Champions League places. Whether they can do it or not, I mean, time will tell. Wood. But if you ask me who I think has been the standout player this season, best out of a bad bunch, that's a very good question. Blah blah blah. Man, who's been carrying us in a very difficult period? I'd love to say who. It's such a mixture. I don't know. I can't put a finger on anybody who's been the standout.
I'll be honest here, right? I wouldn't put anyone in there. No one that you get the team of the year. Because the thing is, Hong, no one's been good enough consistently. No one has. not a single player in that team has been injured, playing consistently well enough. Like Foden's been so on the ball. One of the best day on 2 goals, but well, again, all season really poor. De Bruyne out of the team, injured, back in again, out again. There's no one right now that can generally sit there and say, I'm on a good year. No one can. Well, even the others, Lewis, I can't blame him, but he has been good himself. None of them are good enough. It's hard to say it, but being truthfully honest here, like on home form, last 6 games, 3 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. Away from home, we are 1 win, 2 draws, 3 losses in the league. How can you sit there as a champion? I know there have been worse teams who have been champions that have gone to like finish near the mid-table or bottom of the league, right? Where we are for a team of our quality at the level of the club is embarrassing.
I agree.
I'm not top. I'd say top 2 minimum with that team. Top 2. So, look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that everything's okay and clap and say, oh, it's fine, these players are good enough. On current form, not a single one of those players in that squad deserve to be in Team of the Year. Ballon d'Or, no way. Not a single one of players will get Ballon d'Or. And rightfully so. Right, if I'm Erling is top 10, I'd laugh. Because you be top 10 right now. I love Haaland. I love the bits. But we can't but we can't lie. Goals all do mean well. But he's playing so inconsistently right now. Like the whole. So we can't sit there with that.
It's not just him, Luke. It's just like I said, collectively, it's just not been good enough.
Exactly.
Collectively, I can't just sit here and just say this player didn't do his job or that job. I just can't. I don't like to pin the blame on one player because at the end of the day, it's a team game. We win as a team, we lose as a team. But like I said, collectively, I think they have to look at themselves in the mirror and ask themselves, am I doing enough to help the team win games? And they have to be honest with themselves. And I think I was saying this, when Husanov, Race and Marmoush coming in, and when they go on their first day of training, they're gonna show to these guys, listen, I'm here. I'm gonna show you guys I'm better than you. I'm gonna get in this team, and I want to make sure that we don't get those kind of results that you've been getting in recently. So I'm pretty sure they've got this. Hopefully they'll come in with a little bit of coming here, being excited about being at City, but also showing to the current squad, I'm going to show you why I should be in the team, and I'm better than all of you. I'm sure one of Husanov, Race, and Marmoush will show that in training when they come.
Well, I said before on the shows and podcasts, right? Every place this team does up for us. No one's played. No one, even Haaland, De Bruyne, Foden, your places are up for grabs next year. Next year can be different. Like Carl's gone. Well, not gone yet, but he will be gone. And by the way, before we move on that one, City Chief, I get being critical of players. I'm a critical of Walker. I have been. He has been good enough. But then again, he was 35 years old, and the pace is gone. But there's no need to lambast a player, that way. And just like look, I'm all for freedom of speech, but the way that you especially as the account like City Chief is, with in terms of what of you of being that amount of followers, right? I get you want to have your opinion, fine, but if you're running an account like that where you report certain things, you've got to have some sort of impartial or at least a view that's kind of friendly. If you've got a personal account where you talk about like me, my account personally is my viewpoint, as yours, Tom. If I was good enough, I will do that. I'll be horrible about it because I doesn't put out at all. But if you're running a massive account like that and you're behind a brand that you've created yourself, right? Being that openly critical in that kind of way, it's just like it does frighten me. Now, that people say otherwise, it's his account, whatever. Fine, fair enough. people need to realise, right, look, if we want things to get better, we've got to stop focusing on the negatives and start looking at calling out what's wrong, but putting out as a club that we need to move forward in this way. I know it sounds like I'm trying to sort of follow around on the negative. Carl himself hasn't been good enough, but we don't need to be piling on right now. It's the last thing we need.
Yeah, I agree. I think I haven't read. Haven't paid attention to the City chief because I think I blocked her from following because he had said some pretty critical things about certain players as well. So I mean, if you look at my of my posts about Walker, I've not once, and you can and you can read it yourself. I've not once abused Walker on all that. All I've said mainly was, Carl, it's time for you to step down as captain and step aside from the team and give it to the other. That's pretty much all I've said on Carl Walker, but I haven't said anything like over the top that's caused, and I've never once like race. No, nothing like that. It's just me. I'm only calling him out on his performances on the pitch, and off the pitch stuff. That's nothing to do with me because it's none of my business. But I'm only being critical for Carl Walker for his performances on the pitch, which I do. Well, listen, like I'm gonna call it out. He hasn't been good enough this season. He's been hurting the team a lot. He's not really helping the team, and he's not really setting a good example as captain. And I'll say it like that, and I'll leave it like that. But I think from what I'm been reading is like, yeah, it's just obviously, and then it caused Carl Walker to reply to the account as well, which is ugh, which is a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a bit crazy. Well, I mean, like, yeah.
Look, as a like, we all know the issues and when players are going to go. Carl Walker for me, look, be it this window or next window, he is done. He's done this football club. Look, I wish him all the best. What wants to do. Thank you for the memories, but that's where I'm at with it now. Like, look, it's been what's done is done. I mean, the rest of the team as well is the same thing. It's up for grabs now. The rest, the rest of the team and pace are up for grabs. Like there's no guarantees anymore.
I agree 100%. Because like I think, listen, the thing is, people think it's crazy, but there's every chance Hustanov, Race, and Marmoush, there's every chance that they could actually get a place in the 11. People like, but the thing of Jonathan, how the flip are you throwing 3 new guys in the team when they only just arrived? Well, hold on a second. I think if they're good, listen, they wouldn't be at City if they're not good enough. I mean, they're coming to City for a reason. So they're showing, look, I mean, Hustanov, Reis, and Marmoush, they're going to say, no, I'm going to show you why I deserve to be here. I'll show you on training. I'm going to show you why I'm here, and I'm going to show to the manager, I'm going to get my place in the 11. I'm taking your place. And the current squad have got to react that in a positive way, thinking like, okay, you want to take my place? Well, I'm gonna make sure I up my level to make sure that my place is kept. So I do think everyone's place is up for grabs when the new guys come in as well, and hopefully with this, with the next set of fixtures come up, we just want to see where we're at as well. Because I just hope, I just want a positive result at Ipswich on Sunday, and before we go into that huge, massive Champions League match against PSG, I can't fathom enough. How vital it is that we need to get a win there at the Parc des Princes as well, because I know PSG, look, they're a very good side. I mean, their form in the Champions League is a bit up and down, and they need to win themselves just like we do. And the PSG they just signed Kvaratskhelia as well. So and I know he's gonna, and on that left hand side as well, I know he's gonna cause a lot of problems as well with him. And then you got Barcolo in there, and then you got. Of course, in midfield got João Neves, and it's I know you got Dembele who's finding a bit of form again. You got Kang In Lee and then you got defensive Marquinhos, and you got Lucas Hernandez, Beraldo, and a left back as well, Donnarumma. But Donnarumma's not been in the greatest of form as well. So you got the PSG have got some very, very good players, and obviously they are capable of beating City as well. But I do believe that, listen, like I'm pretty sure, look, I don't need to tell the players this, but they need to remind themselves, like, if they want to stay in this Champions League, they're going to have to go to the Parc des Princes and win. It's just, there's no two ways about it. They have to go there and win. I mean, did you say you're going to be at the Parc des Princes next week?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Well, yeah, enjoy it out there, man, and just let's just
Yeah.
hope let's just hope you bring back. Let's just hope you come back to you go back home with a positive result. A win, mate, is a must.
The thing
So,
is, though, Harlow, I think for me, I need to see something from this team. I need to see improvement in defence. In fact, I need to look going forward. The goals are there. The goals are there. That's not the issue anymore. It's the midfield and defence that just isn't good enough, and that is what's going to cost us after game after game after game. It doesn't matter if Ipswich or PSG. Ipswich will think, right, well, they're terrible in the midfield and defence. Just work home, have advantage, go for it. Even if we lose 3-1 or 3-2, we'll go for it and give it a right go. And they will do. They will give it a go. Years gone by, Ipswich would have thought, right, sit back part of the bus. Because they know how good we are defensively midfield, and it would have been a hard game for them. Teams now don't do it anymore. They go for it against us. And rightfully so. Rightfully so, because we haven't got that cover. So, look, if we get a midfielder this month, season's kind of done for me. Which sounds crazy. I know it does. But when you look at the issues we've got in this team right now, you can't sit there and tell me, actually, we'll be all right. Because you know that you won't be. I know people want to be positive. Say, don't give up on this team. No, I'm not going to give up on anyone. But you've got to be honest with yourselves with the current situation. Don't get a fielder in. We will suffer.
yes, like I mean that I'm not going to disagree with you in anything you said about this one. It's not like it, but I mean, listen, I'm behind the team. Was always I'm always there, but I'm not going to sit there and just say, oh yeah, we're gonna. No, of course not. Like I'm like against Ipswich, I can't tell you if we're gonna win. I can't tell you that. I can't sit here, be on air with you, and say we're gonna win on Sunday because I can't. After what I witnessed yesterday, is I don't know. I just genuinely don't know. It's a bit of an unknown. It's an unknown thinking going into this Sunday for me personally. To tell you what's gonna happen. Like, I wish someone had a crystal ball and tell me how this season's gonna go for us. Yeah, I just want an ending right now to see what we're gonna end. But listen, I don't know at the moment. Personally, I feel like it's in the middle of a moody where, a lot of tension, a lot of tensions going on, a lot of things going on and off the pitch, not only for the players but for the manager involved as well, which I'm not going to go into, of course.
No.
And there's a lot of things culminating this. But you know what the thing is like this, like what I would like the thing is like I know what I do know is that look, Pep signed a contract till 2027. I know he'll get us out. He'll fix the issues. He obviously belatedly know the issues right now. Look, we're getting players in, and hopefully we get that midfielder by the end of this window, whoever the guy may be, and then I can give my assessment and see if that midfielder, can make a huge impact for us till the end of the season. Hopefully we can finish the season strong, and then summer, that's when it really gets going on, and then we can be positive about the season as well. So I'm just looking forward to watching Husanov race and Marmoush live, because obviously Marmoush, if you see his performance, 1 goal, 2 assists against Freiburg last night. He's basically signed off a good mode. And I think about Marmoush, I was going to say to you, Luke, that I get the fact that there's a lot of talk about Frankfurt forwards leaving the club and don't do well at their new teams. I can give you like Luka Jovic and now Kolo Muani leaving Frankfurt as well. But I don't see that the case with Marmoush because, I mean, we haven't really done too well with with signings from the Bundesliga. I mean, if the list goes on, if you can I think we'll do that. I think with Marmoush, he's like even himself, he wants to move himself. Look, Frankfurt are fighting for the top to get into the Champions League, but Marmoush wants to leave in the middle of the season to join us because he feels that he feels he can he can have his ambitions realized at City rather than Frankfurt. With the greatest respect to Eintracht Frankfurt, my apologies to the Frankfurt fans who are maybe watching this as well. But maybe Marmoush wants to leave Frankfurt to realize his big ambitions with City as well. I know he's going to do very well, and I know he's his career trajectory is only going to go up, and I think this is his breakout season for me. And whether he can replicate his form from the Bundesliga to the Premier League remains to be seen. But I've got pretty much confidence that he could do it because I can just tell from his body language and the confidence he goes into the games that he feels that he can. That he like. I just know that when he steps over the white line, Marmoush, when he plays with Frankfurt, it's like I know that I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna score or assist to help my team win games. That's how Marmoush is right now, and I feel like that's gonna be a positive as well. With Race is like I said, Race. I said he's like similar. He's like the L to Thiago Silva, and he has this calmness to his game, especially at 19 years old, that I've never seen. And it doesn't look panic and attack. And of course, it's the Brazilian. Of course, it will take time to adapt from South America to Europe, to the European game as well. But I think, I'm pretty sure Race can take confidence. Can
Oh
take
yeah, man.
confidence of it. No, he's not. No, he's not signed up. Race could take confidence, obviously. Seeing his compatriots, Savinho, um, Savinho, of course, are doing well at City so far. Edison being successful, Fernandinho being a success as well. And I'm pretty sure, like, he looked at Gabriel Jesus, and ironically enough, this is kind of like deja vu. We signed Gabriel Jesus from Palmeiras in January 2017,
Yeah,
and let's
yeah.
just hope Vito Reis is going to have a similar impact as well. Who have a similar impact as well. Obviously, he's a centre back, and um, I don't obviously. I looked at his physique. He's not physically ready for the Premier League, but I'm pretty sure City knew that already. So they're going to put him on a physical program anyway. And of course, we all know about the obvious survivor, which is Echeverri, but he's away with Argentina under 20
I'm
for the
playing Greece.
South American Championship, something like that, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
So
that's correct.
there's a lot to look forward to as well. Looks like at times, and I don't know if you saw the picture, Luke, of the captains Echeverri and Race with Brazil and Argentina at the Under-17 World Cup. I mean, who would
Yeah,
have thought that that picture would be an iconic picture for a club? Yeah, you can hang it in, you can hang it up there on your wall right now, and you can tell your friends, wait a minute, who are these guys? Like you can see who are these guys. Why do you have these guys up? These guys are the future of City. So
yeah,
yeah, so yeah, I mean, if you think about Race and Echeverri, I mean, they got the captain their clubs, their countries for a reason, so they do have a bit of leadership and authority about them as well. They'll bring that South American swagger and style, and and they'll definitely be able to do it. With current state of City, but yes, I agree. Look, I can't wait for them either, and I think they'll definitely make an impact. I think they're definitely going to be needed as well. So I mean, Reis won't have any problems settling in because he's got obviously you've got the Brazilian counterparts at City as well with Savinha and Edison. They'll help him settle in, and of course the Portugal lads Diaz, Mateus Nunes, Bernardo Silva will help him settle in because they speak Portuguese as well. And I think with Husanov, I think he's a bit of an unknown for him because obviously he's going to be the first player from Uzbekistan to play in the Premier League, first Uzbekistan player to play for City, and like when he comes, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, have you seen the Instagram page? It's flooded with Uzbekistan fans, like
yeah,
calling for his arrival. So you can just imagine the fan base of Uzbekistan wanting to come watch our games now. There's already a supporters club in Tashkent, which is the capital city of Uzbekistan, supporting Manchester City as well. So
yes,
you can just only imagine the supporters club from Tashkent, Uzbekistan, growing and growing and growing and
yeah,
growing. And at one point, if like anyone flies to Uzbekistan, that you'll definitely see a Manchester City so with Husanov on the back. So that's a lot to
yeah.
look forward to. And I think with Uzbekistan, they have a bit of heart and soul about them and fighting spirit. And I think that's what Husanov will bring as well. Because been very impressed with what I've been seeing from the games I saw. Because I saw him against PSG and he scored the opener, and I thought he did very, very well. And I think
Oh yeah,
I don't think he has this fear about him of any strikers. I mean, if you just look, I don't know if you watched the clip. Look, did you see the way he bodied Gonçalo Ramos
oh yeah.
off
Brilliant.
the
Yeah,
pitch? And that's not just any striker. That's Portugal. That's Portugal's number 9 right there, by the way. That he just muscled off the pitch.
yeah,
So if he can do that, if he can do that to Portugal's number 1, I don't think he'll have any problems adapting to the Premier League or whatever forward that he faces in both the Premier League and the Champions League. So I think he'll be just fine in my opinion. Yes, there's a language barrier, of course, but I think that'll all be settled down. I'm pretty sure he'll dust himself down and learn English as well, so he'll be able to communicate with his teammates better. But I think that aggression and power is something that we need right now, City, because we just look like a soft center at the moment in defense and midfield. And Husinov can only just add a bit of steel and bite and aggression and a bit of power and a bit of like intimidation and authority that we severely lacked as well. And I think like hopefully this will, you know, and I'm pretty sure the forwards will be like, I'm gonna have to take a step back because I don't want to get near this guy. And I think, yeah, I just hope. I'm excited for Husanov, and I think for the people of Uzbekistan, if you're watching, to the Uzbekistani fans out there, like, listen, like I can only speak for myself, but I'm very excited to see Husanov live, and I'm looking forward. I've, I'm gonna give him all my backing to make sure that he's gonna to see that he'll be a big success here at City. I'm pretty sure he will be, and I think he'll potentially break some records, especially someone from Uzbekistan as well. So yeah, that's going to be exciting as well. So I'm
Absolutely,
just
yeah.
yeah.
Before we end the stream, well, I'll do a quick prediction for the Ipswich game, obviously on Sunday. I think for me, I'm at the point now where I don't really care how you do it. Just get 3 points. The performances are going to be hit and miss at the moment. It is what it is. I'll go 2-1. So I'm just get a win, get points, get it done. On to the next game.
Yeah,
So,
I'm with you, Luke. Yeah, I just want to win. I just want 3 points in the bag. I just want 3 points in the bag in terms of morale, and I just want to make sure that I just want to see for the boys that they get this win on Sunday against Ipswich, so we can go to the PSG game with a bit of confidence because that's a game that we need to win as well. I know I'm looking a little bit ahead, to be honest with you, but Luke, I just want the win on Sunday. Um, after the way it happened, and I just hope we can just get it out there, get the job done on Sunday, and go to the Parc des Princes with a bit of confidence next week. Of course, exciting, but I'm going into these games with a bit of fear and worry now, if I'm honest with you. And
yeah, I agree. But
I
yeah,
can't
big up.
lie to you guys.
Nah, I know that, mate. It's fine. Big up Hongo, but big up for tuning in. It's been a bit of a quiet one today, but obviously, it's a chance to reflect, a chance to be honest about the club, and also be up Kel. So she's good to be us today, but her internet when her power's not on right now. She's struggling to even have a 5G internet right now. So next time, a lot of us we'll have us three on here at some point. It will happen. Just this time's a bit of a pain in the ass for her, but it will get better. But yeah, it's been a good one. It is. Yesterday was a perfect game, summer party. There are issues in this team. It doesn't matter how many games we actually won, beat someone 8, beat West Ham 4-1. There are still issues that are present, and hopefully by the end of the season, we at least change them a little bit, at least end the season strong, end it with a bit of confidence. Just give us a little bit of hope, a little bit of insight to how we're going to look going into next season. Because I think next season will be a whole different team. Not necessarily players change, but I reckon the system change a bit the next season, because some of these players I think are done. I think Pep knows that himself. I think players that people our favourites are going to leave. I think at this point I don't really care who goes anymore. I don't care. Like, we need to have a team of players who are out that pitch fighting and playing good football. That's what our club. That's what it should be about. Playing good football. With a bit of confidence, obviously, win games, win leagues and cups. You only win the games of football, and I want to get to that factor of enjoying football, like looking forward to City game again, because I've missed that. I miss looking forward to City game, another game. I want to see who's going to play. It's been like that for a while now, but I know eventually it will get better. Before we end the stream, Hong, anything else to add at all?
I mean, not much. I mean, I'm just looking forward to the new guys coming in, and just hopefully they can make an immediate impact to the guys, and just basically, keep them on their toes and knowing that their place is up for grabs. That's what I want to say. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Piston's obviously due soon, so to Reese, they're both done. That's going to happen at some point. My marriage hopefully will get sorted soon. I don't know if Friday will probably get Here We Go. I think it'll be a bit more haggling, but I think we'll get that deal agreed, I reckon, soon. And hopefully we get a midfielder in. No midfielder equals a long long second half of the season. Because, look, Jacob Bright isn't playing, wasn't being trusted anymore. O'Reilly doesn't play many games, doesn't McAtee. At some point, that has to change, but hopefully we get someone in at least in January. But again, hopefully after Mamouche gets sorted out, we get a bit of news up front. Until then, no, sit tight. Hopefully we get some news out soon. But to everyone watching the stream, big up to you. Make sure you like to be already, obviously on YouTube. And subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Obviously, we're still a bit away from it, but that's the goal this year. To hit 1K. Big giveaway on that at 1K coming soon. All support everyone on Monday stream, obviously last week's stream as well. Big up to you all. Massively appreciate all the support on the channel so far. And we'll see you guys soon with a stream. If not Sunday, hopefully we get a win Sunday because desperately need it. But until then, see you guys. The rest of your week.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your week.